I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Dragons of War. Today, we rejoin the party as they have just been led. Well, I guess I can't say led into a trap, as the kobold did actually try to lead you around it. But
Yeah, we feel stupid about that.
yeah, but nonetheless, walked into a trap and had a bunch of arrows get shot at them, striking Scout and Gorakul, the latter of which felt a little woozy and could tell that there was some kind of toxin, perhaps a sleeping poison, on the arrows, but his dragonborn body managed to fight off the poisons and so scouts, warforged basic immunity, to poison. They're not immune; they're resistant, but still, basically, poison doesn't really affect him as a warforged. And Gorakul was able to save. Everybody else managed to avoid the arrows, and so everybody is safe. But now you know that the path ahead is filled with potential traps. The Kobold had been laughing, but stops laughing when he sees that, you guys are actually a little bit annoyed at having arrows shot at you and realizes the situation he's in. And so he quickly quiets down. But before we continue on with whatever it is that you guys want to do, I'm going to go ahead and um, pause the cutscene and allow you guys to begin freely interacting with each other, the kobold, or anything else. And, just let me know what you want to do.
So, Gorkul, uh, I guess maybe we should have trusted that. Should we have trusted that thing?
Hmm. Considering that it was trying to lead us off the trap, that was that that was probably the right thing.
Does the creature realize that we didn't trust him? What's the situation with the creature?
Would you like to roll insight to, see what you can tell about what the kobold knows?
Okay, insight. Thanks, good thing I am with +4. 17.
The kobold was definitely trying to lead you, away from the trap. You don't know why or what motivation it had. Perhaps it could tell that you guys didn't trust it and it wanted you to trust it so that you would leave it alive. Perhaps it didn't want to get shot with a bunch of arrows.
Well, what's the general consensus here? Should we trust this creature?
Well,
I don't know if they're smart enough to pull off like a whole deception, I don't think that he's doing like if I tell them to avoid the trap once, maybe they'll trust me and move on. So I'd say it seems like they're trying to lead us in the right direction.
indeed.
Okay. Scout, what do you think? Trust this guy? Trust this creature?
Survival is a very big motivation for everyone.
Ah, that's true.
He wants to get trapped.
Well, I think that it's unfortunate that we don't have the full talents of the bard available today to tell us a story of our future journey and the past and all those other things. I don't have that skill.
We could take him out, put him on a leash, and have him walk in front of us.
We're not gonna put him on a leash. He won't trust us anymore.
Indeed.
All right.
That might be a bit dangerous to do.
Okay. Well, Gorkle, where do you want to
Lucy
go?
Lucy gives you a look as though like, I didn't say we, I'll do it.
So, Gorkle, what do you want to do?
Well, considering that our best option is to follow like the instructions of the kobold to avoid the traps, that would be a good thing to do.
Okay. So, but I'm saying, should we continue letting the kobold guide us forward down the path
Yes.
that we're planning to go? Yes,
Yes,
that's the
yep.
plan.
Keep moving.
Let's keep moving. Okay. Okay. So we want to keep moving. We're going to ask Gorkle. You got to ask him where to go next, right?
Elodie can also do that because the
I have
necklace.
the necklace. That's true.
Ah, okay. So Elodie, do you want to ask him where we should go?
Sure. So I'm gonna ask. Well, I don't act. This is out of character. I don't actually know where we're trying to go right now because I kind of.
Oh, the kobolds had taken all of your stuff and you guys want it back. And so you're going to their lair, basically.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Are
Okay.
you looking for the mule and the men?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna ask the kobold. Let us continue on to the lair. We're sorry we did not trust you on the first trap, but you've gained our trust now, so we will continue to follow.
All right. So go ahead and roll persuasion with a +2 to the roll to see if he believes you that you guys trust him now. And yeah, I mean, he's not going to argue with you. He does give you a worrisome look, as though he is concerned still for his safety.
He's cautiously agreeing.
Correct. And so, you guys do, continue on. Do you have the kobold leading?
I would think so. Yes.
Yes, we do.
All right. So, as you guys have the kobold leading, he is pointing at various things and telling you guys what is where. He points to a series of holes in the ground and shows you how the jackalopes have burrowed all throughout this area. He points to some of the trees and how they have large fruit hanging from the very top, very hard to get to, but explains that there's also a deadly predator, a large spider that lives up in the trees and ambushes anything that tries to get at the fruit. They basically use the fruit like a bait to catch their prey. And just continues to give you all of this, information. And then you guys come to like a totem marker. And he points at it and tells you that this marks the edge of the kobolds' like private area. Like, this whole place is their area to do whatever they want in, but like this marks the edge of their protected territory. And he points at it and says, that it's very, very dangerous to continue past here. And he tosses a stone, and all of a sudden, a huge cage trap springs up from the ground and like imprisons whatever was right where the stone hit.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna go there.
Interesting.
Now that's a curious trap.
Very
Guess
curious.
it's a good thing we have this cobalt with us.
Indeed. Do we
Do we still have that necklace that the other kobolds gave us?
Yes,
Yeah,
Elodie
that's
is wearing it.
mhm. So why don't we ask the Cobalt, can you navigate us to where are we what's our goal here?
trying to where they have all
Of our stuff, right.
We just want the carriage and the people back.
And the people back. So so really it's just a question of can the Cobalt keep us safe while we continue to search for them, and what's the probability of that? What do you think?
I mean, it seems like he's telling us everything. Like, he's giving us a lot of information on what we need to know. It's just he hasn't really told us where the stuff is. So I think we just need to figure out if he's gonna actually take us to where the stuff is or not.
Why don't you ask him?
All right, so I asked the Cobot, how close is where they're keeping the stuff that was taken from our camp, and if he can lead us there.
Hey, yip, just ahead. I go deactivate the traps.
Okay. Do you think that we can make friends? Can you ask him if we can make friends with the other kobolds, or are we going to have to fight him? I don't know exactly the right way to ask that.
All right.
Oh yeah. I go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. I just assumed that you would, ask that.
Yeah.
Okay.
essentially,
Yeah.
all right.
I can trust them.
he says you know that they'll talk to you, you know, that he just has to go ahead and deactivate the traps, and then you guys can follow.
I'm going to advocate.
So, does that mean that you're going to go through the area of the traps by yourself and then deactivate them? One of us go with you.
It's very dangerous. If you don't know where the traps are and how to deactivate them, you might, you know, get hurt.
Hmm.
So I think the debate here is like, how much do we trust him? Because part of me is like, well, if he's going ahead like that, he could go ahead, warn his friends, and we could have a trap set up for us.
Yes, I don't trust him.
You don't trust the.
So the fact that he wants to go somewhere alone makes me feel like that's not going to be a good situation for us.
Follow it.
We haven't proven ourselves to be trustworthy to him. There's no
Yeah.
reason for him to trust us at all.
So the fact that he's going ahead and deactivating the traps, we don't know if he's even going to deactivate the traps, you know?
Well, I want
And
to
the and the thing is if we do the good faith of letting him go, like we promised to do at the end of all this anyhow, he still can set us up for a trap because he doesn't trust us to be true to our word, and we're still going to have to fight his people.
What choices do we actually have here?
We either let the cobalt go, deactivate the traps, or yeah, I'm not really sure what the or in that situation is. That's the thing.
I mean, we don't want to give up on the other people, the miners, and the supplies and stuff like that.
Just okay. Yeah, I think we just
We either risk bringing the prisoner Cobalt with us, surprising his people, and hopefully talking this out, or we risk letting him free, showing that we are trying to be true to our word, and risk a combat later.
I think I'm okay with letting the cobalt go ahead and deactivate the traps. We'll see how trustworthy he is.
I'm going to do an insight first.
You guys
Is
had
that
already
right?
rolled insight on the kobold. There's not really anything more to be gleaned from you know, just trying to study his motives. You know, he's given you every indication that he's trying to keep you free from the traps, and it seems as though it's either because he is trying to keep himself alive from you guys or keep himself alive from the traps, or, you know, some combination thereof, you know, but either way, he is afraid of you guys, is what you were able to, you know, understand from the insight, and he remains, you know, the same.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to let him go. We're going to ask him to go forward, deactivate the traps, and let his people know that we'd like to negotiate for the release of our stuff and the prisoners. Does that sound good?
Sounds all right.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to tell him. How does he react to that?
He says, "Yip, yip, I go now," and he starts to leap forward.
Okay, and we're going to follow him. But you know, he's going to get. Are we going to be able to keep him in eyesight, or is he moving? He moves faster than us.
He doesn't necessarily move faster than you, like base speed wise, but he knows the territory. You guys, you know, do have to consider how fast you're moving, because like there are traps. So are you just like moving full speed after him as he moves full speed ahead, or are you being more cautious?
Carefully tailored him in sort of.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I'm definitely going to be cautious, which means that we'll end up losing sight of him.
yeah, I was gonna say, with his height and some of the taller grass and brush and, you know, all of that, eventually you guys are going to lose sight of him.
No problem. That's what we do.
All right. So the kobold disappears from sight after a bit, and you guys, do you continue walking or do you wait? Like, what do you do?
No, we keep walking. Yeah.
Yeah.
After he disappeared from the site, that seems a little dangerous. We don't know if he's deactivated any of the traps.
Well, no, we're gonna follow his trail. We're gonna follow his tracks, right?
Can we follow his tracks? Do we need to like roll something?
got a
like
ranger.
Yeah, whoever wants to try to track him can roll for survival.
I'm a ranger.
I guess the bard would too, right?
What do I roll?
Survival.
Survival?
I rolled a nat 20.
Yes, but in these situations, rather than everybody rolling, it should be the people with skills in this area.
Okay, so I have a 4.
Yeah, you would be a ranger and be highly skilled at tracking. Elodie, as an elf, would be somewhat proficient with that. And then, you know, I believe Pesci also has some skill in that.
So I rolled a 16.
Yes. And so you are able to follow his tracks because he is indeed deactivating traps. And so you can kind of like follow the trail of deactivated traps as you like scout up ahead and use your cat-like senses to see and smell and hear, what's going on. And as you guys continue, you can see that these little lizard men are very industrious and crafty creatures that make very complex traps. These are not just your standard, tripwires and snares and things of that nature. There's, all manner of very dangerous, and the closer you seem to be getting to the caves, deadly traps. As
Well,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no. I'm glad that we're on the right side of this guy so far.
Yeah, we'll just continue going.
Okay. Good. So we keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Following to the trail.
So as you guys move, forward, you see the hills, begin to rise again from the flat land that you were on, and there's like a cave system and all that running through all of them. But before you can even get that far, you see a large winged kobold standing at the front of the cave entrance, surrounded by many other kobolds.
Do the wings on this one look real?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Well, Garrikul, I guess your diplomacy is needed once more.
I can also try to assist there.
Are there can we see the kobold that we had freed? Is that kobold with them?
That kobold appears to be cowering behind the leader and pointing at you guys.
Gorakul sort of brushing himself off, sort of like making himself look presentable, says, I assume you're the leader in this kobold pack. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Gorakul, and you have some things that belong to us. And will LG be helping?
Pesci offers to perform a dramatic reading of the experience that he had talking to all of these creatures.
No.
The great. No?
No.
Okay, I'll stop now.
Andrea, before I roll, you roll to see if I get get advantage.
Okay, so I'm also going to introduce myself to them as someone who can also speak the language. Yeah, but do we roll for something?
Yeah, you roll first persuasion.
We have them.
Not yet.
It's
No, we just.
still low.
Yep, still loading.
Nice.
So you're asking for what?
Yeah, so basically I'm saying like we are coming as not trying to attack or start any fights. There are just some people and some materials that we need that were taken from our camp, and we believe they're here. We wanted to ask to see if we can negotiate to get those items back.
Okay. And then so you have rolled persuasion, which gives Gorakul advantage on his roll. Okay. So Gorakul and you attempt to convince the kobolds to make a trade. And the winged kobold steps forward and says, "We take everything you have."
Why?
Scout just starts laughing hysterically.
Or cool, just so it says. So is that
Is
does
that
that
a no?
mean is that a no or some of the like? He's just very confused. Could you please give me some context to what you mean?
The winged kobold replies by ordering his kobolds to attack.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I did not want to play.
All right. Well, no. What the heck? Come on, let's go. All right.
I don't think we have.
Scout draws his rapier, gets a big grin on his face.
The
You're
only
ready.
one that actually wants to fight.
Zarish is excited.
Or cool, it's just so that
Oh man, there's a bunch of them.
There's so many of them. This is gonna be a rough fight.
Well,
Okay. Can we just understand the surroundings here? Are we on low grounds, and those are rocks leading up to higher ground?
Okay, so yes, you guys are on the plain level ground, and then all of the little cliffs that you see rise up anywhere from 5 to 15 feet, depending on exactly where they are. Obviously, the rocks and all of that on the map cannot just be walked through. You got to go around most of those. Same with the trees. The logs are rough terrain, and yep, that is pretty much what the map looks like. Aside from, of course, the large winged kobold and his many kobold warriors.
So if we get up on top of, if we move to our west or left, can we get up and get some cover basically? And
You do have to climb to get up there.
okay,
So, it's potential that you could find some cover, yes, but you'd have to climb to get up there. So just be aware of that.
okay. Do we have initiative here, or do we have a move that we can make before?
No,
Can we
you
do
you
something?
you have you have to
Yeah.
roll for initiative, and then we'll be acting in initiative order.
Okay. And the order that we are in right now is how we've approached the place. 'Cause
No, probably a little bit closer to like this, but yeah.
Okay. And
Lucy
Lucy's-
needed to be up front because she was scouting.
Sure. Sure. And Lucy's hit points are low right now, or what's the?
Yeah, you guys haven't had a chance to rest because you left right away with the kobold.
Okay. Probably was not smart.
Feel-
Yeah.
Isn't there something we have that we can take?
Well, I mean,
The apples.
no, I mean we are where we are right now. Okay, I guess we're rolling for initiative. We're gonna see what happens.
I didn't read mine.
Okay.
Right thing.
INIT from the front page. Yeah.
Oh.
Ew.
This isn't great.
No, it's not great. All right.
Yeah, Ash has the highest initiative.
Well, there's that.
Just waiting on Scout.
It's really
Okay.
like all the kobolds, Sarash, all the rest of the kobolds.
And then you guys. What's going to end up happening is that Lucy, you're going to have to. I'm going to try to get in front of you. You're going to have to move back and use your arrows because that was clearly a very effective
Okay.
technique last time.
So
And
now?
no, you can't move yet because we got a whole bunch of kobolds that get to go ahead of us.
Scout, please roll initiative.
No,
What is it?
Little arrow, the thing, the cross swords.
Top left. Little eggs.
You know this thing.
Scout.
I'll show you bigger.
He's storing up 20.
Oh, okay.
You're not dead.
You're just
You there, Scout?
We have to get to us first. It's going to be a limited amount.
Did he drop off?
He says he has something to handle.
Are we about to roll initiative for
Can we
Scott?
roll again?
It
Don't,
might be worse.
don't push it.
Oh, I see. All right.
BRB.
I hardly ever look at Discord while I'm running. I'll roll initiative for him.
The trees have eyes.
The first kobold, hearing his leader give the order to attack, launches his sling at Lucy.
Ow!
The rock hits you and like bounces off of your shoulder. It hurts a little bit, but you're okay.
What?
My dad's crying.
I fly up into the air 30 feet and 30 feet this way. And now I'm up in the air 30 feet and by you guys.
Where's our shields when we need them? He's gonna drop stuff on us.
Another rock hits Lucy and she drops to the ground unconscious, blood pouring from her head.
Okay.
Pouring is probably a poor description. There is some blood.
Dripping.
Yes. She has a cut where the rock hit her.
Get the gaze out.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
Zarash is heavily wounded as a rock clonks him good.
That's okay. We're gonna. So the winged kobold is 30 feet in the air, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Scout is not back yet, I assume.
Yeah. I don't necessarily want to decide what to do for him. Why don't you go ahead and take your turn since you guys both have the same initiative, and
Okay.
then we'll let him go if he's back.
Okay. I mean, obviously, I can't reach a person that's 30 feet
Oh,
above.
never mind.
right?
He's back.
Okay.
All right, Scout, it's your turn.
Got a kobold that's 30 feet above you.
All right. Can I transition from the rapier to the bow and still get a shot off?
Yes, because you can drop a weapon as a free action, and you can draw a weapon as part of the attack action.
Believe that's what's going to happen.
Of course, remember your rapier will be on the ground then.
As much as I hate this, I do know that. But he already took one of our party down, too.
Well, one's
three.
down, but the other one is hurt.
Drop my rapier, pull out the sharp bow, and let one rip.
All right.
It'd be nice if I had
Yeah,
targeted.
yeah, make sure you target. That does hit though, so I will allow you to go ahead and just roll the damage.
All right, I do have him targeted now, so we're good. And he's not within 5 feet of a party member because he's 30 feet in the air.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Scout.
Let's go, Scout.
Your arrow strikes the winged kobold right in the lungs. He tries to stay airborne holding a rock, but it slips from his hands and he begins to spin wildly and crashes into the ground, and blood just flies everywhere.
Scout lets out a nice little war cry at the rest of the kobolds.
Is that
Go ahead
intimidation?
Go ahead and roll for intimidation. Yeah,
Yeah.
they all appear shaken and have disadvantage if attacking you.
Is there a way to try to de-escalate? I can't do that because I don't speak the language.
But also, like, we just kind of mortally wounded their leader. I don't think we're gonna de-escalate this.
You don't think so?
I really don't. I think we gotta go for it.
Well, the other side of that argument is that if you take out the leader, all of a sudden it's okay. Who's next up for negotiations?
Tell them to stand down. We just want our stuff and we will leave.
Can even though we're in the middle of combat, can Gorakul suggest that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not until his turn though. So all of you still have to do whatever it is that you're going to do, bearing in mind that whatever you do might have an impact on the outcome of what happens.
Okay, I'm gonna move. This is a rock here, right? Can I move right behind the rock?
Yes.
Would that give me cover for slings being shot at me?
It's called partial cover or soft cover, but yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna move there, and I'm going to prepare an attack. So if somebody comes up to me, I have a shot at them. Is that fair? Can I do that?
It is called Ready in Action, and all you have to do is describe the action and what will trigger it. And
Okay.
so if you are going to attack a kobold who comes within range of your weapon, then that is sufficient.
Okay, so I have a javelin ready, and anybody who comes in range of my javelin, I'm going to throw it at them.
They're in range of your javelin.
Okay. Can I also do a sort of a battle cry and brandish my javelin and not throw it as a right? That's somebody moves. How's that sound?
Okay. Yeah, so if somebody comes forward, you will throw your javelin at them.
That's correct.
Anyone who shows aggression.
And does that give me an opportunity to also try to intimidate them?
No, because
I
they're
haven't killed anybody.
yeah, they're not impressed by a bugbear grunting.
Really? How depressing. I am hiding behind a rock, but I'm doing so in an intimidating fashion. I guess not. Okay, I'm done my turn. See what Cobalt 15 does.
He does try to attack you, but he gets a -2 to the attack because of your cover.
Okay. Got me anyway. Yeah, he hurt me. No, it's okay. He didn't move. I'm doing what I do right now. I'm taking damage.
And Zarash goes down as the rock hits him and knocks him unconscious.
Yes, stupid.
That happens to me all the time. What's the problem?
These kobolds are too intimidated to attack Scout, and so they all hold their actions in order to go as soon as one of you does something else.
Right,
So
Oracle, you're
9,
up.
1, 14, 7, they all are ready to attack if they don't like what happens here.
Borakul just sort of like hiding, sort of walking up here and says,
That's behind a tree.
Oh,
Stay where you are, Gabe. There's no point. Stay where you are. Hear you.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm just letting you know that you'd be walking behind a tree, so it kind of works against your intent of trying to talk to them.
Borakul just says, we can, this doesn't have to end in tears. We can just talk this out and no one has to be hurt any further, and your leader might live to see another sunrise. Actually, he says another star rise.
You might want to point out that we treated their friend well, and that we can be trusted, and we have nothing against the kobolds.
Yeah.
We have found you trustworthy in other situations. We just want our stuff back.
Can we get our stuff back, and can we get our miners and our people back? Are you willing to trade for that?
Okay. I sort of say all that.
They want to know what you have to trade, but that's, the end of that turn.
So no persuasion roll?
You don't need to persuade. Nope. They just want to know what you have to trade. All right, Lucy.
The only thing we really have to trade with them at this point is healing and bringing back their leader.
That could work. Lucy, lets out a ragged breath, but you can tell that she's still alive. 13 holds his action to Elodie.
Melody. All right, so you can talk to the Melody. We can.
So I am gonna offer the fact that we could heal their leader as a trade, make sure everyone is safe and sound and healthy.
They don't believe you. They like, some of them almost like smirk and smile, and some of them just look at you like you just said that I can't say that. Never mind. Like you just said some crazy lie.
Elodie, just tell them if they don't back down, I'll slaughter every last one of them.
Pesci does. Pesci, that's still
Is
being
there
next to.
anything else?
I mean, we could offer to perform some service for them.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I want to be clear here, just in case it wasn't clear. It's not that you guys are on the wrong track. It's that healing is pretty rare in this world, and certainly anyone using that healing on a kobold, like nobody's ever healed a kobold. So that's where their incredulity comes from, not from like, oh, you guys can't heal, or we don't want that or anything like that. They just simply are looking at you like you just said, well, we'll give you a brand new Corvette, and they're like, yeah, right. First of all, Corvettes don't exist, and second of all, nobody's giving one to a kobold.
Okay, so theoretically,
So we should see if we can we'll prove it to you, or we'll heal him a little bit, and we can wait till Pesci's turn, and Pesci can try to heal the kobold.
okay, that works.
So I just communicate them to wait till our healer can reach the kobold, and we will show you that we can heal him, and we will.
Is there a way that we can roll for something to determine whether that's possible?
I mean, why would it not be possible?
I don't know.
Should be between Goracle and
It should be
Pesci. You
fine.
should both be able to heal, right?
We should just basically. I mean, if there's a way to make sure we don't heal fully, that's gonna be the question.
Well, I mean, again, it's you gotta either trust him or not, right?
Also, he was taken out with one shot, so if you do heal him the full, like, what's the worst case scenario?
Right.
Okay. So yeah, let's do that while I'm ready.
The rest of the kobolds also continue to hold their actions, waiting for one of you to do something.
Okay, so I forget. Does Goracle? All right, so
Goracle is also a heal.
right, but the issue is I don't want to lose your action. I guess they have to. Both of them would have to go through another cycle of before they die, right? So I have time to heal everybody.
Possibly, yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay, so I got to go skills, spells. What am I looking for here? Abilities.
No, it's under actions for your
Under
spells.
actions. All right, so action. Got. So where's my healing here? Hold on. Oh, healing word. Okay. So I want to go. I can just cast it from there, right?
Yes, but you have to target the kobold,
Okay. Whoops. Wrong character.
the pile of blood. No, that's Pesci. Yep, there you go. But take it off of Pesci.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Yay. Feeling good about this.
Hey, look at that. He's only merely heavily wounded as the winged kobold suddenly gasps for air, and the arrow sticking out of his lungs suddenly pushes its way out, and although there's still a wound, it's not killing him.
All right. How do they respond?
Kobold number 6, seeing the leader get back up, runs over to him to make sure that he's okay. The winged kobold doesn't know that you just healed him, and with a scream flies into the air some 50 feet. Kobold number 8 sees this, doesn't know how to interpret it, and steps forward with his sling ready, triggering Zarash's action if he wants. You are not an AI to where you automatically throw your javelin just because you were ready to. You can make a choice in the moment about what you want to do.
No? Okay, I'm being told not to, so I guess I better not. Okay.
He could have, but he decides not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're dying. I thought I saw a little bit of bar of health on you for some
No,
reason.
no, I'm still dead. Yeah.
Never mind.
It's all good. I'm dying.
I looked and it looked like you had a little bit of a bar, and then I hovered over you and it said you were dying. And I was like, oh, you aren't throwing a javelin.
There's a javelin in his unconscious state. Just
All right.
brilliant.
So,
Scout grumbles, but he's holding his action.
Darish is unconscious.
And he once again, just like Lucy, lets out a ragged breath, but is breathing. All of the kobolds step forward, slings at the ready. They still don't want to mess with Scout, though.
Say something about how we've proven we can heal.
We held up to the bargain. They better hold up with those Goracool.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, Goracool sort of like decides to sort of step next to Scout and say, listen, now, as you can see, we are clearly adept at healing, especially at healing your leader. So,
No,
Or-
that's an intimidation, not a persuasion. And he says, as you can see, we are clearly able to heal your leader.
Yes,
We're true to our
indeed.
word.
And so now you can roll persuasion at advantage in order to try and convince them to stop. However, why are you talking to them and not the leader?
Yeah, I thought we were talking to all of them.
Well, right, but like what? Why not directly address the leader and be like, "Hey, we just healed you."
Okay, that's do that then.
I only suggest that because he is the leader, and he obviously like ran away because you guys just shot him, and he doesn't want to die. As far as he knows, he got shot, hit the ground, blacked out for a second, and like now he's running away.
So you can just tell him, like, hey, we healed you.
You were dead. We
offered
heard
an
you.
exchange
Yes.
where we could stop attacking and heal you.
And
And
save your life so that you would return the prisoners and stuff to us.
yes.
So go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage to try and convince the winged kobold that you guys are, friendly. All right. No, 19. So, the winged kobold stops flying and running away and turns around and looks at you and says, "Yep, why you heal?"
Because we mean no ill will. We are simply looking for what we have lost.
He looks thoroughly confused as he somewhat understands the word ill to mean like sick or, something like that, but has no idea how that pertains to will.
We don't
Just want our
wish to
stuff back.
cause
If you
bloodshed.
found someone else in your group to be trustworthy, we believe you could be trustworthy as well. We simply want our people and our equipment returned to us.
That's basically what I say.
All right. So yeah, like I said, he stopped and turned around and engaged with you, but that's all you can tell for right now.
Yep.
Okay.
No, Lucy coughs up some of her own blood and her breathing gets shallower and weaker.
Okay, we're gonna save you in a minute here. Pesci's gonna get you next. Mm-hmm.
The kobolds are all like confused as to what to do.
Okay, so I'm going to continue the conversation with the lead kobold, explaining again that we have, we simply want our things back. We will fully heal you if you return our things back to us, because we do not want to hurt anyone. We do not have any will for conflict between
We
our
will
people.
we will leave their territory.
Yes.
As soon as we get our stuff.
Have their things back.
Okay. Yep. So you do that. You don't have to make any rolls, but is there anything else you want to do then?
You wanna? Can she prepare attack just in case?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be necessary. Can you heal? You can't heal though. So,
I don't think so. I have something that says mending, but I don't know if that's
it's smart. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, then I do not.
You're good at so.
Yeah, so I'll end my turn there.
okay. Pesci's gonna throw healing word at. Okay. All right. Hey, Lucy's awake. I got her awake.
Lucy,
Maybe.
you are still on the ground, but you are able to open your eyes and sit up and, realize that you were knocked out for a bit there from the kobold's rock.
Cool. Okay. Now I just gotta wake up Zarish. Indeed.
I'm okay, Daddy.
Baby boy.
The winged kobold flies and lands behind his guys and demands to know what you are willing to trade for his stuff. He's not giving it up, and he'll just keep killing you if he has to.
Well, I was gonna say we're gonna heal him, right?
Interesting.
We're gonna finish healing him.
I honestly think that
The other thing that we could suggest is they seem rather scared of a large spider in the area.
Oh, you want to kill the spider?
We could go wipe out the spider for it.
Well,
PM, is that a possibility?
Everything is a possibility. Like I love when players come up with these kinds of creative ideas. It's not necessarily always something that I plan for, nor is it not something that I plan for. And 100% of the time, it's within the parameters of whatever you guys suggest. I like to, adapt to that and change whatever was going to happen in order to fit that in. That does not always guarantee that it's going to be a positive thing. So, bear that in mind. Take everything I'm saying with the grain of salt that, like, I am a neutral arbiter of the world and the way things react to you and what effect your actions have on it, things like that. But I'm never going to make something work because you guys want it to, nor make something not work because I don't want it to. I will decide, in the moment what the most logical, outcome for that would be, and rule on that as fairly as I can. And so in instances like this, where you're trying to come up with a creative solution, absolutely, offering to take on an enemy of theirs or something like that is something that you can try and might work really, really well. I just can't, say, oh yeah, that will for sure work, or no, that for sure won't work, unless your character would somehow have a way of knowing that.
Okay, so I think at first we want to suggest the healing thing. If he seems completely against that, then I think we should be like, hey, there's this spider that seems to be your enemy.
Is there a task that we can complete on your behalf that
Yeah.
will allow you to exchange, our people and our equipment?
Is there something we should be rolling to know more information? Or?
Well, I'm being pretty loose with the information right now based off of what you guys, are doing role play wise. I do understand, everybody has a different level of preference for dice rolling and all that. If you guys would prefer to go ahead and try to roll for persuasion during those moments.
I
Or-
don't know the game.
Oh yeah, no, it's like either or. And I'm the type of DM who switches pretty fluidly between, like, okay, we're gonna roll dice here and we don't need to roll dice here.
Yeah, and
Scout puts his bow back, picks up his rapier, and is going to resheath it. And then I'm going to move up next to Zarash. Would I be able to do survival to stabilize him?
Medicine, right?
Do we?
It's medicine, not survival, to stabilize him.
It is medicine.
But also, let me see. You moved 5'10".
Plus the weapon pickup.
Oh, no, yeah, that I'm only counting that as half of your movement, same as standing up. I don't know if that's the raw ruling, but I feel like that should be. So even if raw says that it's more or whatever, half your movement, just like standing up to bend over and pick up a weapon, seems plenty fair to me. And,
I just was throwing it out there.
Yep. And so you're good to go. You can still take an action, yes, sir. Oh no, you're sticking your hand in the wound trying to pull it out, and you realize you pulled out his gallbladder, and so you quickly shove that back in, and you're like, oh nope, probably needs that.
Okay. That didn't work out well there.
No, I'm obviously being very
Bladders are overbleeding.
I'm being very facetious about that. You try to bandage him up, but he remains unconscious.
or Fool just looks at it and just shakes his head at the whole scene.
Zarash begins to cough up blood. It appears that Scout did try some CPR, but maybe a little bit too much pressure on his chest compressions there.
Oh God!
That's failure.
It's all right. Got a backup plan.
Press you. We need.
Oh, darn it.
That's
15,
1-1, isn't it, Zarash?
15 and 4 begin to back up when Scout comes forward. They don't want none of that. As Scout moves forward, every kobold moves back.
Good having a scout. Here, Tanya. Okay, Gorkul, you gotta close the deal here.
Well, if there are two things we can offer to you. Back in the town we come from, there are some delicious caramel.
No, stop.
You're supposed to.
I want this to be an in-game moment. As Gorakul begins to talk about the town that you come from, you guys jump in and like try to quiet him. How do you grab him? Do you talk over? What
Yeah.
in game? How do you handle Gorakul starting to talk about?
This.
I'm trying to negotiate.
No, we're supposed to do something for them, a task.
We talked about.
Now you got to close the deal. You got to say, okay, which task do you want us to do?
Say we can heal you.
What we should
completely.
tell them is like we can heal you completely, and we can go attack one of your enemies or do another task that you would wish of us.
Or we can fight this out and you'll all die.
Look, I imagine we can either try and help you heal fully, or maybe try and help deal with a certain threat to your community, such as the spider you heard from your companion there, and I point to the kobold who is hiding behind the winged kobold.
Yeah. So, although I am very interested in hearing more about this town that you come from, I, this whole time, what this is about is resources, specifically food, and the stuff that the kobolds took from you. Well, I'm kind of paraphrasing in English what the kobold is saying in his kobold, broken common, way of speaking. He is explaining that like him and his kobolds are hungry, and the stuff that they took, they were going to trade for food and money that they can exchange for food. But if you were able to defeat the giant spider that guards the fruit that these kobolds would prefer to eat, then perhaps you guys could come to an arrangement.
Yes, that certainly does sound more helpful to all parties.
So we're agreed then. We will go destroy the spider, and you will release our friends and give us back our equipment.
Yeah, you guys go get killed by the spider, and we'll wait here.
Well, what I'd like you to do, as a token of your good faith, is can you give us some of your kobold friends to fight with us?
Gorakul just sort of like is going to shut the mouth of Zerash and say,
He's actually unconscious, so that was probably Pesci.
That's probably Pesci talking.
yeah.
The other thing is we could just suggest that the one who was leading us before can show us where the spider is. And to also ask that we are able to rest here for a night so we can be well prepared for the battle.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Yes, that's what I.
You're saying all of that?
Yeah.
Well, I can also.
Yes, you can. But
Yeah. Elodie speaks Draconic as well, so they are in no way, shape, or form going to allow you to rest here.
That's fair.
well then, let's just fight.
No.
What do you mean? Let's just fight.
And fight and fight and fight and fight. Fight.
Well, I understand that, but I think
the problem is if we're gonna be able to defeat this spider, we cannot go as we currently are. And I don't really trust us just going and sleeping in the woods where the traps are and things to be able to last the night.
But can we truly last much longer without rest?
That's what I'm saying.
okay. So that's
But they're not going to allow us to rest.
so. What are they going to do? Attack us?
If
they know.
If you try to rest here, they will absolutely attack you. Yes.
Even with Scout. Okay.
You have to understand that this is their hive.
I understand.
And
Okay.
they will defend it.
So are you in agreement to send, send us the cobalt that went with us before to show us the way?
Who? Wormface here? And he grabs him by the scruff and throws him to the ground and says, "You can take him and do whatever you want with him."
As soon as Scout sees that, he lets out another war cry at the leader.
Roll for intimidate with
Girl
advantage.
It's gonna take me a couple seconds. I'm having
Yeah,
to reload.
I just saw. No worries. Oh, sweet. I can go to that and instantly change all of the lights. Nice.
Yeah.
Right now, you guys are experiencing um, moonlight. It's nighttime right now. But if I go to this, one second. Now I can turn it to sunlight,
Oh, okay. Nice.
dawn.
I gotcha.
Dusk?
Yeah.
Isn't
Mhm.
that nice?
Nighttime? Yes. Pretty. Pretty.
Pretty.
But it looks like Scout did intimidate the hell out
Oh
of him.
no, Scout intimidate. Yeah. So, Scout, you let loose your grinding metal sounding war cry as your warforged body makes a half warrior, half machine sound, and the winged kobold literally like falls back and is shocked and scared of you and must now run away from you on his turn. He is fully frightened. And it appears that you're having some kind of connection issue, huh, buddy?
Well, this is good. So, what if so we're gonna take Wormface.
That's his name?
Yeah.
At least
What they
that
said.
was they said his name was, right? You're gonna give us some time to get organized because we need to heal our people, and then we're gonna leave. And we'll be back. And when we come back with Wormface, after reporting the spider is dead, you will release our friends.
It certainly appears so.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. So Wormface
Yep.
comes over by you guys. I'll take
Pesci,
prone off of him.
Can Pesci wake up Zarish here and get him healed?
Yeah. So we're pretty much out of combat at this exact moment, unless you guys do something else. So go ahead and just do what it is that you're gonna do here. That's okay. Lucy certainly could use every hit point. So.
Yeah, I'm going to do the medicine.
You could use every.
Okay, so what that does is stabilizes him. So now Zarash is in fact stabilized, which is, of course good, but he's still not conscious or, healed at all.
Yes, but at least since now that we
And now he's good.
So I can throw this a couple more times, or do I have a limit to the amount of times I can
You
do this?
have a limit, and that was 2 and 3. Yep, you're done.
Okay.
Did you heal me?
Well, yeah, you're up. You're running. Well, we're going to try to go rest someplace. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
We're gonna-
So
Where do we go?
you guys, you know,
No.
want to start moving towards the spider then?
Well, we want to move just far away enough to make them comfortable. The little kobolds comfortable that we're not in their lair anymore, and then we want to take a rest.
Yes. but
That's-
how-
oh,
do we know the?
Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I want you to speak. I just wanted to quickly, I know it wasn't a question, but give you the information that would be the edge of where the totem is.
That's fine, and we're going to ask Wormface and Scout to guard for us.
That's going
And,
to also be the spider's territory.
Right, but you'd be just on the edge of it, right?
Yes.
So we'll see if we're on the edge of it. We'll see if he attacks us or not while we're resting.
Scout gets a smirk. What little smirk he can get.
Well, Scout, you'll be ready to go.
Where are we going?
Scout starts checking over our little cobalt friend. Does he have weapons?
He does indeed have a sling on him.
I will hand him one of my daggers and the cobalt bone ring.
He looks at it and looks at you, and although you cannot understand him, I don't think, for the benefit of those who can, he says,
No,
"You-"
I don't understand.
Yeah, for the benefit of those who can, he says, you give to me?"
I believe, and Goraku sort of speaks up and says, I believe he's sort of surprised that you gave them a gift of a dagger.
Well, as long as he uses it for the right reasons.
He needs to protect himself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so we are resting.
Yes. So to start with, you guys get a short rest. You stop and get in a short rest, and so I am going to apply that right away.
Okay.
I'm not saying you are or are not going to get a long rest. I am merely starting you with the first step of resting.
Scout is just on watch.
You're not stressed, are you, Mom?
No.
As you guys rest, you do have 2 hit dice that you can spend to recover hit points, Zarash, on your main tab on
Okay.
your sheet. Lucy, same with you.
Okay, and that is
Need that.
it's right next to the HD, the hit die. No, that's not it. That's a death save. Where is that on the thing here,
It's
Gabe?
Is it
it's
under?
the HD.
So on your main tab,
Yeah.
you're gonna go
Is it under
to.
the WND?
I think it's right next to what you clicked.
I'm not wounded, so I don't see mine.
Yeah, I have.
But your hit die down at the bottom.
Yeah, I have nothing in my HD right now.
Oh, you don't have. Oh, you spent all your hit dice? How is that possible?
I don't know.
Maybe you didn't add it?
I'm opening your character to find out.
I don't have any either.
I'm gonna do something right now and just see if this is a thing. Yep. Okay. There's your hit dice back. All right. So go ahead and spend your hit dice.
One should have appeared in the.
And it still only gives you one. Interesting.
Your main screen. Yeah. And yeah, Lucy doesn't have one right now.
And then you also have your second wind.
Okay, it's under actions, right?
I don't have any.
Yeah, I'm getting to you, Lucy, right now. No worries. I know. It's frustrating, but I'm working. I promise.
I wasn't sure if you could hear me.
There you go.
Okay. Then what do I do?
Exactly what you just did.
Yep.
Except for roll higher next time. Sorry, bad joke.
Yes, I know. Terrible. It's okay. We'll survive.
Totally.
It's okay. Maybe we'll be able to get in a longer rest at some point here. Let's see.
Yeah. I'm not saying that that's all you guys are gonna get here or anything.
Yeah.
I'm very conscientious about like doing things in a very natural, logically consistent order to where no matter what, you guys can get in the maximum amount of rest and healing that you would get in you know in a real situation. So when you go to bed at night, you might not fall asleep right away, but if you've been in bed for a while, you're at least a little rested.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that is pretty good. And then I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What's that?
He's fine. Why are you worrying about him?
Red.
He's fine. He's an enemy. We made him a friend.
He only has one hit point. So really kind of, same.
He's gonna be dead really quickly.
He's living on the edge.
He's living on the edge.
Oh, we're halfway. Anyway, or no, that's the other song.
You want a prayer? I suppose.
Yeah. Living on the Edge is Aerosmith.
Wrong. No, you're back to living on a prayer. Okay. Wrong song though.
Yeah, no, Aerosmith. Yeah. So anyway, you guys find yourselves here. I am loading up the map. There we go. And as you find yourselves here in the woods, it is now dawn. And although you guys have gotten your short rest in, as the buzzing insects and other birds start to chirp and the sun starts to shine down, you guys realize that you won't be getting much more sleep today. And so you're forced to take the rest that you've gotten and head out with Wormface to confront the deadly arachnid threat.
Indeed.
So do we close the old map? This is not a character.
Yes, you can close the old map.
Okay.
So there's some trees like blocking your guys' way as you get closer to the spider's lair, and that's why you're not like completely grouped up. But I am going to turn off the token movements that you guys are free to arrange your party the way that you would most want it to be, with the exception that Wormface still has to be in front, and you guys have to start at the back. So you have to, whatever character is behind has to be all the way behind, and the front character has to be in a contiguous chain with everybody. And also, Gorakul, you're on a square with the tree, so you can't be there. There you go. Yep, go ahead. Keep putting yourselves how you want. And then here I can move Wormface for you, Scout, if you want to
Yeah,
be.
give us a little bit more room to work.
Shouldn't
Yep.
someone who can communicate with Wormface be close by?
I think Oracle's close by.
I think Scout. Oh, well, I don't want to speak for Scout, but I'm just going to throw this out there. I think Scout's pretty confident that he should be right next to Wormface just to make sure there's no shenanigans.
Okay. Am I on?
Yeah,
his team?
Scout's
Am I okay?
staying pretty close. He did try to sort of kind of befriend him, but I don't about trust him about as far as I could throw him, which actually is pretty far.
You sure you want to be following that? I usually do.
We're good. I think that's it.
Okay. Sorry, Lucy. I needed to move you off of that tree. Would you like to move from there, or is that good?
I'm good.
All right, then you guys can roll for initiative.
Right. I think we're gonna get a spider. I think there's a spider coming.
The giant enemy spider.
Yeah. And we get
Must be, this must be Elodie's fight.
it's Elodie's fight. It's Pesci's fight. All right, let's see what comes.
Move my.
Okay. I think everybody's rolled.
Yep, everybody has rolled, and the deadly black tarantula is just getting his prettier picture up because nothing against the default tokens for a lot of these, but no,
Ooh.
that is not my giant spider. My giant spider look alike this.
Look like a spider.
Yeah, I can see how it looks like a spider.
He's terrifying.
Pretty scary.
No, I agree. Like, it's hard to tell that it's a spider from that picture.
It kind of just looks like a miscellaneous bug.
Yeah, exactly. Generic insectoid.
Okay, let's kill it.
Scared of that.
Let's kill it.
Let me guess, it's up in the tree too.
It is up in the tree.
Okay.
Such a good guess. One more second. I'm almost to the spiders. Here they come.
Are there's little spiders? No.
I thought there was just been
No, I'm
so
sure.
bad.
I'm sure there's a whole bunch of little spiders.
So this or
Oh,
this.
good.
Uh,
The first one.
The first one. The first one looks more intense.
Okay,
They're better.
this one's better.
there you go.
Like an actual spider.
That one?
Ooh. Now, I like that one.
That one. I said this. Gabe.
That one.
That one it is.
That's cool.
He's upside down. There he goes.
There,
Shut it.
jeez. I'm like trying to get it to like spin around, and it's like, nope.
It looks like a spider. Good.
Oh, also he's not right there. He's right here. I didn't realize how tight that map was.
I was feeling the fear.
Just dropped right on top of us.
Okay, Elodie, what do you do?
That's a great question.
Arrows.
I'm not like anime.
Yeah, you are.
Eros, the god?
See what? We got like 60. Alright, so I'm.
Sorry, I have way too much like Greek mythology in my brain, so I hear words like that, and I'm just like, I know who Eros is.
We all love Greek mythology.
We're all good with that.
I'm gonna try.
Ah, but do you love it enough to have named your daughter Pandora?
No.
That's a good choice though.
I just imagine.
Do you buy her
Pandora,
boxes every birthday?
I always liked Artemis.
Every birthday I can.
I'm gonna do frostbite.
Confidence.
the spider shakes off the frosty mist that forms around it and suddenly rises up above the tree. You had been able to see his thorax from the ground, but now, with his legs fully extended, you can see, just how large and in charge and intimidating this spider really is. It is some, 6.5 feet tall, just standing on its legs, and its whole body encompasses almost a 15 to 20 foot wide area, fully extended.
And Borakusar sees this and says, I can see why you're intimidated by this thing.
I can't really do anything else. So I'm just gonna end my turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I'm a little bit unfamiliar with the spells that Pesci can do and what they really can affect for this particular character. So I've got Tasha's hideous laughter. Does that what would that do to a spider? Anything? Well, is there anything that vicious mockery would do? No. DM?
So vicious mockery, I tend to have very specific, rules when it comes to that. But because of the newness of many of the players in this game, I'm gonna go with straight up raw that the spider is not immune to psychic damage and therefore is fully capable of being viciously mocked. Typically, the creature would have to have a language or something like that in most of my games, but since it doesn't actually say that in the spell that they have to be able to understand your language, I'm double checking it right now just to make sure that I'm not getting that wrong. But a creature you can see within range, the target can hear you, though it need not understand you, must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take the damage. Right. And so the spider does in fact hear you, although my ruling typically is that they have to be able to understand you. That's why it's vicious mockery. But yeah.
Okay, so I can throw it basically and see what happens.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Maybe don't target Zarash, though, because he doesn't like being
right.
viciously mocked. He's a very
I
angry
agree.
bugbear with a lot of muscles and a pretty big weapon.
He gets himself in confusion.
All right, so I do this again.
No, the spider manages to shake off the effects of your words, because you did target the spider there. So
Okay. Sorry.
So
Okay.
the spider manages to shake off the effects of your words, and once again, venom dripping from its fangs, it begins to hiss and lunge at you.
Dude, sorry, when it came to my turn, it all picked it over.
Okay, so you got your arrows and this. Remember what you did last time with the
Yes.
Remember.
Okay, so I have to go to my skills, right?
Yeah, you have to target the spider first.
So I'm gonna target. How do I target again?
control click.
Yep, control left click. Perfect.
Okay. And then
And then you mess them up.
where's my
So there was a spell. One second, there was a spell that she used last time, which was the
Hail of Thorns.
yeah,
Actions?
no, some
actions.
where's action?
Actions right there. Scroll down, which says Hail of Thorns. Okay, you got that? So you got to hit the little Hail of Thorns button first, right?
Correct.
Okay, so little.
Here it is.
Yep, you gotta hit that little thing first.
This one?
Yep.
That's cast, or do I? Yeah.
Yeah, you cast it.
Oh no! He totally fails. So now, you just have to try to hit him.
Go up with your longbow. Yep.
Yep. So there you go. You hit him with your longbow, and now, when you look at your Hail of Thorns, you see that there is a little dude running.
Yeah.
Click on that. Okay. Now you see there's a little drop of blood. And then you see your longbow damage.
Mhm.
A lot of things.
Boom! The spider is heavily wounded as your arrow strikes the giant spider, and the hail of thorns rip into it for even more damage.
For myself.
And
Okay, and turn.
In turn, nicely done.
You basically
Scout.
hit him with some buckshot.
I
So,
imagine,
Scout pulls out short bow,
jungle
and he's going to let loose a hail of a single arrow.
What?
It's hailing single arrows. You strike the spider and finish it off as it shakes and shimmies in the tree, twitching before falling to the ground below, splattering a vixis, darn it, vixus, red ichor that covers everything. Viscous, thank you. I just needed to hear you say it to like remember, like.
Well, I just had my lunch too.
Well, that certainly is disgusting.
All right, and so Pesci now tells the great story of how wonderfully this team of people came together and served the purposes of all creation by destroying the spider. Yes, the spider is dead, even though your frostbite did not affect it at all. It just didn't affect it at all.
Well, I
It's-
mean, you guys don't know for a fact that it didn't. For all you know, the frost like chilled it and slowed it down and allowed the two archers to hit it.
Sure. She feels better about herself now.
I'm just saying from your character's perspective. Like, we're all playing a game, and in our meta knowledge, we understand that the cold didn't do any damage. But for all you guys know, both the cold and the words managed to distract it enough for the archers to finish it off.
All right, so we have killed the spider. Let us go back and reap our rewards.
But first, he's going.
Oh, is there anything we can get from the spider?
I was also
Is
going
there
to say,
any,
is
like-
there anything that can take as like evidence, like a spider leg?
Or is there?
or something?
Scout wants to go cut its head off.
Sounds good to me. And is there?
Goracle is going to search the area.
Can we steal the venom? Is this kind of like Hagrid, with the whatever his name is?
Can we steal the?
Can we steal the basilisk? Well, you're right.
There you go. I turned off token movement. Now, yes, collecting things from magical creatures is a thing. However, the best you're going to get out of a giant wolf spider like this is likely going to be the venom. It's probably not going to really give you a whole bunch of other, like useful parts or anything like that. I do like Scout's idea to go and grab one of the mandibles and cut the head off as proof, and then that also gives you access to the venom glands to be able to try and milk them if you so choose. Now, Goracle, you want to search the area. So why don't you go ahead and roll that instigate?
Investigation.
Yes, sir. Goracle is looking around, but he seems to be very focused on the spider's tree and like climbing up and trying to like check out what's up by where the spider was hiding. Or yeah, hiding in ambush, I guess is correct. Yeah.
Now, what do you want to investigate?
Wow. Gonna find more baby spiders?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can Elodie also?
Yeah, so Elodie, you come over and start to assist Gorakul in looking, and you point out that spiders up high, anything that might have fallen off of any victims would be subject to gravity. We should start digging through the undergrowth over here and looking for stuff that way. And so she quickly uncovers a couple of gold coins rummaging through the ferns and grass.
Exciting. Alright, so we should get everyone to come over and we should cut off the head. Who has something they want to cut off the head with?
Dora.
Alright, Sarah's just gonna come over and cut off the head.
So, what do I need to do in order to cut the head off here?
Well, any creature that is incapacitated, helpless, paralyzed, whatever, all of the ways that they can be unable to defend themselves, all you have to do is declare a coup de grace, and with very few exceptions, the creature is just dead. The very few exceptions, you still get to deal an automatic critical hit.
Okay. So, do I have to roll for that? It's just
Nope.
it's done.
It's
That's what I'm
just
doing. I'm cutting off his head. I got my long sword out. It's magical. Bang! I want his head. Got his head.
You got his head. It's yours. You're holding Spiderhead.
Okay.
Bugbear with spider head. Now ready to lead the parade back to
The camp.
the camp,
Well, not like their home base.
their home base.
And before Gorakul leaves, he's going to take out his starry map and inscribe a constellation representing the giant spider. And Gorakul sort of turns to Worm Face and says, "Did you ever give this thing a name or a title?"
Well, we call the big one Bitey. We don't really have a name for this one.
This isn't the big one?
No.
Oh, joy. Then where is the big one?
Deeper in the woods.
So we gotta keep going.
Well,
I suspected this was a trick.
I thought one of you was gonna call me out on this right away. Be like, nah, that was a little too easy.
That's a little too easy.
I had wishful thinking.
So we don't need the head of this one then. We just need the venom.
I appreciate that my players still have hope, but no, you can go ahead and just get that DM Stockholm syndrome flowing. Like there's no surprises here.
Well, then if that's the case, can we take a longer rest then? Recover
Yes.
our hit dice, our everything else.
Yes, you
Yeah.
guys, upon realizing that you're walking into a veritable infestation, realize all of a sudden that you are maybe perhaps even unprepared for this, and so you quickly back out of the spider infested woods and make camp. And although it is daytime and nobody's getting any rest in the heat of the sun with the biting insects and chirping birds, and the forest is just alive during the day. Not that there's not night sounds and all of that, but the hot air and the sun beating down, and it's just impossible to get sleep. I mean, I don't know if you guys go camping or whatever, but like it's kind of hard to sleep during the day. So yeah, so you guys acquiesce to the gods that have determined that you just aren't in for all that much rest today, during the day, and take the day to set up a good camp, have a good meal. You know, I don't want to put words in your mouth. So is there anything, in particular that you guys would make sure to do with your day off here?
Sharpening swords,
And setting up a sort of like defensive perimeter.
I would think that was it. Anything else? Elodie, anything you would do?
Huh?
Lucy, anything you would do? Forage. Forage. Get some food.
Mom?
Oh, yeah, we could forage.
You guys can forage, absolutely.
What's that?
I'm a good forager.
What's that? Roll through. What is it? Nature.
Survival.
Survival.
I got skills.
You got skills. We all got skills.
Look.
Oh, look. Lucy got really good.
Nice.
Lucy's got all of her food.
Do I need to make a roll for the defensive perimeter?
In just 1 second, I'm trying to apply a long rest to you guys using the party sheet, but I seem to have forgotten how to do that.
And we have to wind down soon here, right?
Yes, I was just
You're pointing
don't
us in that direction.
yep,
That's what I figured.
don't worry, I got all your notes and remembered them.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, it's all good. I do appreciate the reminder, and on other days when like I haven't necessarily seen the notes, like please just say something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There we go, long rest.
He's not a
Boom.
bashful guy.
No, I'm not.
So you guys have now gotten your long rest and slept throughout the night and wake up in the early dawn rested and ready to set out. However, Scout, you have that sentry's watch because you're a warforged, right? To where you can like basically just stand there and you're still on watch but resting.
Yes, sir.
And that's what you did, of course.
That is what he does.
Yeah,
The party isn't doing anything else.
I just have to make sure that like you didn't decide to go scout ahead or do something else,
No, scouting ahead has shown to be slightly painful as of late.
Yeah, yeah. So, Elodie, you also have the benefit of being able to enter your elven trance, and therefore, even when you're in your trance, you can sense what's going on around you, and you only need to do that for 4 hours. So both of you get to make a perception check.
That's how you perceive things.
Oh.
Elodie is a elf, and elves are prone to flights of fancy at times, and so despite the fact that she's fully aware of her surrounding, she enters a sub-trance dreamlike state where she's basically having a lucid daydream that she can control, and well, that's more fun than talking to sleeping companions. So
Sounds fun. I'm having a blast.
yeah, so Elodie's having her own.
Having a good time.
Yeah, she's having her own little Harold and the Purple Crayon, dream, just doing whatever, and one of my favorite books, by the way. And Scout, you see a small, scaly form getting up and moving away from the camp.
Ooh, small, scaly form moving away from the camp. I wonder what that is.
Where do you think you're going, Wormface?
I gotta relieve myself.
Mm-hmm. I'll relieve. Go ahead. There's a bush right there. You get any further, I'll go ahead and shoot you.
Have you ever smelled kobold dung? Like you don't want this.
You don't want my arrow either.
Fair point. All right, you've been warned. Anyone here ever own reptiles?
No.
Oh, well, despite also having quite a powerful musk themselves, their feces depending on the species. There we go. Separate your words and enunciate. The dung can be rather pungent, and he wasn't lying. It is stanky. And all of you are now awake and no longer able to sleep, but that's okay because you're all rested enough to be considered fully rested. But, like, you have never packed up a camp as quickly. This is like somebody took an entire case of stink bombs and just smashed them.
Yummy.
And then awoke a clutter of stink bugs.
But the bugbear says yummy.
Wormface, I am impressed. That was a good job.
Sorry.
Says the character with no olfactory senses.
Me sorry. Me tried to go further away.
Oh no, I'm proud of you. That's good. Keeps a lot of animals away.
Yeah. Although it does attract certain predators. Kobold tasty to some.
Don't worry, I'll take care of that too.
And so, the party travels with Wormface the Kobold deeper into the spider-infested woods. You now know that there's no point in taking out every individual giant spider you see along the way, and instead are searching for the one they call Bitey.
Bitey.
Yeah, we will find out next time if you guys are successful or not in your hunt for the spider. I want to thank you guys for joining. For playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good gaming.